match that I have managed to put together in this long struggle to make WWE relevant again. And we are 5 weeks away from WrestleMania, so this is show 1 of this long journey. And we are starting with pre-show action with Kurt Angle beating Bo Dallas. I don't have much planned for Kurt Angle. It's sad going into WrestleMania, but there could be a last minute idea for him. But we're going to have to wait and see where everything else is heading, because most of the Raw matches are pretty much made. I don't want to stick him in the one that's going to be the latest edition, which will officially get announced next week after what happens on tonight's show. We have System X, yes, Bait and Dunn did take over NXT TakeOver, which by the time this video comes out would have been a couple of months ago. I have still got them as a tag team. It's going to be a slow burn to make them great, and they beat the NXT Tag Champions. JD Fool defeats Mighty Skull. Again, just building up Lethal for something in the future. It's hard when you're planning WrestleMania because you have to go with the biggest names, and Lethal hasn't quite reached that level yet, but I think he will do once I get to April again. That's why I started in April in the first place, so I could build the people I wanted to build, and that's what's quite an achievement. I've nearly done a full year on this save. We can start looking to push the next group of people post-Mania, because there's no point pushing them into Mania, because you're just not going to use them, they're just going to get wasted on the card. Again, just the tag team's not quite getting used. TM61 and the Ascension picked up a much needed win. As you can see, they're not great, the NXT lot, but they're doing a job, so I'm happy with that. Jack Gallagher picked up a win over Noam Dar. Gallagher, yeah, he's on the main roster. He's not done much since he's made the impact. He was meant to be kind of the leader of the Rampage Browns on the end, Michael Dante, but he's the least over of the three, so it's a bit hard to make the leader the most over. So he's kind of just fizzled out of that. He may get changed sooner rather than later. The New Day 4, which probably should be 3, defeated Barry Griffiths and Damian O'Connor. I wanted to see whether Connor and Griffiths had any chemistry, and they don't, so that's okay. O'Connor is going to be making his debut post-Mania. It's as simple as that. It's where I put him. Dalton Castle continues a little bit of a push he's having. I know it's a pre-show, but I treat pre-show like it's Velocity or Heat from back in the day, where the matches are still short and sweet. They usually put over developmental talent, and this is what it's doing. We're using developmental talent to put over real talent. I'm happy enough with whatever ratings we get. We're just pushing to get the matches going. And in my main event of the pre-show, I put Luke Harper to beat Rhino. This is designed because I am going to start giving Harper a singles push. I haven't officially made my decision when, but I put him in the little group where it's the future Intercontinental Champions, or challengers for that belt. So he's going to start in there very soon. Not this week though. We jump into the main show where Triple H, once again, like every Raw, marches his crew to the ring. He has Big E, Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose, and Samoa Joe, and he tells Big E and Kevin that they have to get the job done against Daniel Bryan tonight, so that one of them can bring back that title Bray Wyatt stole. And he also tells Dean, you know how to deal with Roman, you can beat him, and Seth, you can have your one-on-one match with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. So it's pretty much Triple H trying to demand what's happening. He also says that Samoa Joe, you're going to have to go out and face the opponent coming up next. I want to see more from you as well. So Samoa Joe beats Ty Dillinger in a quick match. I just wanted to give Samoa Joe a little bit of a couple of wins because I have the match planned for him at WrestleMania. So I need him a little bit more over. I want him I want this sort of around the 80s. But it's not going to happen. But I don't want it in the 60s anymore. So yeah, this is good. Happy with that. We then have Dolph Ziggler saying that he wants a shot at Sami Zayn getting the Continental title. He's going to go out there and prove why next. And Dolph Ziggler, good match. Beats Bad News Barrett. Yeah, Bad News is sort of going the wrong direction at the moment. It really annoys me because I loved the Bad News Barrett character. I thought it was his best. But this is building up to something. Triple H then comes out and says, Sammy, there's so many people who deserve a shot at your Intercontinental title. So at WrestleMania, we're going to have a 6-way ladder match with Bad News, Baron Corbin, Chris Jericho, Dolph Ziggler, and The Miz. I've sort of done this to shoehorn Jericho, Ziggler, and The Miz into something relevant for WrestleMania. Because at the moment, I have been teasing around the main title, but they're not going to be in the main title match. And they're big names. Whatever you say, they're big names. Ziggler should be in a lot more. I've neglected him, I would like to say, in recent weeks. But I'm also where I've been pushing Bray and Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. He's sort of fallen into number 4 or 5 on the face group. So, and Sami Zayn's right up there at 4 or 5 as well. So I might as well put them all in the match. I want Baron Corbin to get better. This should help. I just gave Jinder Mahal a nice simple win over Brian Kendrick. Trying to push a couple of these TV guys. So we just have this little backstage claiming they should have a shot at Neville's title. Moves the segment along. We're probably going to have something similar. Probably not a ladder match, but something similar going into WrestleMania. The Sumerian Death Squad defeat the Usos with illegal use of the ropes. Yeah, I've gone with this because at Fully Loaded, the Usos won the Tag Team Battle Royal to become the number 1 contenders. But then the Uprising beat Certified G's, and now Sumerian Deathmatch have beaten the Usos. So now we're sort of all over the place here. And Triple H back once again, because he is technically the GM as well. He books a Fatal 4-Way. This one was going to be a ladder match, but it may be trimmed down to... We might do a bit of a ladder match, screw it. We're going to have a lot of ladder matches, I think, at Mania. But it's going to be between the 4 teams for Certified G's tag team titles. Yeah, good ratings, these. Again, another little throwaway match, because I'm trying something new. There's American Alpha and the Ring Kings. Lose to Hashtag DOI and the Shining Stars. And Bobby Fish took the pin from Primo. And what I'm trying to do is have a main storyline to a filler storyline or filler match and a promo all the way through the show, just to see if I can do what we did last time. So yeah. We see Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor in the back. Just doing weird Bray Wyatt things, you know, what sort of things you'd see. A bit of a ceremony type thing. And Finn Balor, of course, I am still keeping him as Bray Wyatt demon rather than an every week wrestler, which is why he hasn't quite boosted to the level of other people's games or in real life, because I had to call him up straight from NXT. He hadn't made a debut, he had no extra popularity, so we had to build Finn Balor. So this is where we start with what we've been doing all the way through. And in our 2-on-1 match, Daniel Bryan defeated Kevin Owens, but Finn Balor distracted him during the match. Once again, Finn Balor is haunting Triple H's crew, because remember, the leader of Bray, Finn Balor, is The Undertaker. And after the match, The Undertaker cuts a promo saying that Finn Balor will be given the torch to become the new Phenom of the WWE next week on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, so I've decided I'm going to not forcibly retire The Undertaker, but I'm pretty much going to put him down to just a WrestleMania match if he won't retire. But we're going to do it so he passes on the baton to Finn Balor to be the mystical demon-y figure. Because I think Bray has shot that mission, so we're going to go with him. And that's another really good match, which surprised me on a lot of levels here. Jericho and Roderick Strong don't work as a team. You're kidding me. Those two would be amazing as a team. But an 83 rating still is for a bit of a throwaway tag team match. Jericho and Strong won when Strong made the Miz tap out. Jericho got injured. Interesting. Roderick Strong is continuing to improve, which I like. I don't know what that means or how bad. We then jump to another little backstage segment. I keep trying to get rid of Big E involved in any of the New Day. He keeps popping back up somewhere. But we have Kofi telling Xavier and Rocky that he needs to get back to the top. He was champion a few months ago, and now he hasn't even got a match scheduled for WrestleMania. He needs something to happen. He's going to start proving it next. So we have Kofi Kingston. Wow, 78 rating match. Curtis Axel. I wasn't expecting that. Kofi picks up a nice easy win, which is what I really wanted from this match. Happy with that. Let's move on. We then have Roman Reigns cutting a promo on Dean, saying Dean is just another obstacle in my WrestleMania moment. I beat one member last week, which I believe was Samoa Joe, and I don't care who the mystery person is. I am going to WrestleMania. I am going to beat Seth Rollins and become your World Heavyweight Champion. We're doing the whole thing. Roman's got to go through everybody to get to Mania. And in our main event, we got an 87. Wow. These matches are getting better. Roman Reigns defeats Dean Ambrose with a spear. Another 87. We are definitely in the right direction for matches recently. I think now we've suddenly got some performance levels better. We're making the matches a bit more open. As you can see, Roman is inconsistent. And booking decisions and lack of psychology. And last time I looked, I believe Roman was in the 80s for psychology. I need to check Dean's. But we move on to the next segment, where Triple H kills Roman over. Dean, Seth, and Kevin jump him, beating him down. Triple H heads to the ring, standing over the beaten body of Roman Reigns, and says, "You got lucky again, son. Next week you won't. You will be playing the game." So I'm going to have Triple H versus Roman Reigns in the main event of next week's Monday Night Raw. It's already been put in, so I'll end the show. I think we may have got a good 80 something again. Got an 85. We're definitely going in the right direction. We'll head back to the main screen now and see if there's any news. And we are back to the main screen, and let's see what this Ron Simmons problem is. And we have to pay $415,000 because we fired Ron Simmons. Not good. Not good at all. And it's not a bad enough injury for us to take time off. Well, that's interesting. The women can get whatever they want at the moment. They're building. Naomi is fit again. I believe this is a referee. He's definitely not coming back. Marty Scurll wants to be hauled up. It will happen, don't worry. He is Miss Carter. Has he done anything? Is he relevant? Do we think we should keep this guy? I think the answer is going to be no, that he's improved. If he signs a developmental, he can stay in there for a couple more. We'll offer him another developmental. 2 years. Not 4 years, 2 years. And 1 year. 1 year, or you can go. Then, sadly, you will be leaving. Actually, we'll put him in parent. I wouldn't give him any put down, so offer him that. We're not going to give him anything, are we? You're not having a contract there. Sorry, you don't look good enough. I'm not going to lie. Don't know who you are. So, yeah. You will be getting called up, mate. I have plans. Plenty of plans for you, son. As you can see, you definitely will be getting called up. That's a promise. But for Jericho, very injury prone, because he never gets injured in real life, which sort of disappoints. 1 year, 1 month. What the hell sort of injury is this then? What is this? Protateri syndrome. I don't like the sound of that. So this is very bad, especially when it's going to be a long-term injury. I'm very concerned with that sort of injury being that long. But for the storylines, we can check Raw, Legend vs Legend, the IC title. That's the future IC title, 79. That's 80. That's my throwaway one. That's weaker than it should be. That's also a bit of a throwaway one. An 84 for this. An 84 for this. Yeah, give them both in and around that. The problem is I need to figure out if I can write Chris Jericho off, which I don't think we can when it's on that sort of injury. He's just going to have to work through it, which is a big problem. So let me know if you think this is going well, and what I should do with Jericho's injury. I'll be back next time with SmackDown, and thank you all for watching.